Angle of repose we finished, right? We have finished angle of repose, right?
Yes, sir.
Next heading, angle of friction. Angle of friction. Next heading, angle of friction. Angle of friction. Okay. This is an object. This is the surface. Here we are placing an object over here. We are placing an object. As usual, mg is a weight acting downward. mg is a weight acting downward. Okay, and R is the normal reaction. This is R, this is mg. The force applied and
Sir, Faraz, sir, one boy is in the waiting room.
no, nobody's in waiting room. Okay. Mg force applied. Now we know this is the maximum value of limiting friction. It start moving. Okay, this situation we are discussing here. Here you see, this is the reaction. This is maximum value of static friction. We know if object is, say, for example, first I'm giving a 10 kilogram object. That means 100 Newton force. Newton force acting here. Reaction is
Sir,
100.
Sir, one boy is in waiting
sir,
room.
two
Sir.
more boys are there in waiting room.
In waiting room.
All have entered. Okay, so here this is 100 Newton, reaction also 100 Newton. Suppose this is wood and wood, this also wood. Think like that, both are wood piece. So depends on nature of the surface also, friction will have an effect. That means this here maximum value of friction developed is now, say for example, 50 Newton. Just wait, okay, let them all enter one by one till they are joined.
Sir, roll number 7 present.
Sir, roll number 48 present.
Sir, 6 also, sir.
33.
Okay, listen now.
Sir, last question. Can you repeat, sir?
Which one?
Last question.
Sir, roll number 24 present.
It's not a question we are doing, it's a derivation, angle of friction. It's an expression for angle of friction. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Listen, last class we did angle of repose. That was in the inclined plane, this is a horizontal plane. So here, 100 Newton is the weight, and the reaction also 100 Newton. And here, friction developed, maximum value of limiting friction is 50. Now, resultant of these two will come here. Resultant of these two will be here, you see? That means this will be tilted more to 100. For example, if both are 100, resultant will be exactly in the middle. Both are 100, result will be exactly in the middle. If R is more than Fsm, then resultant will shift towards 100. So this is known as angle of friction, lambda. Suppose next time, same mg, but you have used glass. Instead of wood, glass used. So friction will not develop this much. It will go maybe 10. Then this will go more towards 100 Newton. Suppose instead of wood, I'm using very rough surface, concrete or something. Then here you applied 200 Newton. Only 200 Newton could make it move. But this remains same 100. Then your resultant will tilt more towards Fsm. It depends on the values of R and Fsm. This resultant S will keep changing. So this angle between S and R is known as angle of friction. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now copy down
Sir,
that.
sir, could you re-explain?
Here a weight
Not
is kept.
clear.
And here a weight is kept of mass m, mg acting downward, reaction acting upward. For a
Okay.
given surface that produces a maximum value of limiting friction. Angle and reaction is known as resultant of these two actions. And angle between S and R is known as angle of friction. Clear? If surface surface between these two bodies are very smooth, Fs will be small. Then S will tilt more towards R, angle of friction will reduce. If friction between these two surfaces is very, very high, then S will tilt more towards Fsm, then angle of friction will be increased. Clear?
Sir, S represents what, sir?
Any doubt? Copy down the diagram.
So that light colored lines are reference lines.
No, it's all permanent lines.
Okay, sir.
Right. The resultant of normal reaction R, the resultant of normal reaction R, and the limiting.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute, sir.
Sir, what is the F on the right side represent?
Force.
Nothing. F. This is applied force. That's all. Applied force.
Sir, what is the angle between that both?
Lambda, lambda, lambda. The resultant of normal reaction R, the resultant of normal reaction R, and the maximum value of limiting friction Fsm. The resultant of normal reaction R and the limiting maximum value of limiting friction Fsm is called
Sir, can you say from resultant of normal reaction? Huh?
the resultant of normal reaction R and the maximum value of limiting friction Fsm is called resultant of reaction.
Sir, limiting friction.
Yes. Then angle of friction lambda. Then angle of friction lambda. Angle of friction lambda
Sir,
is the
sorry to interrupt,
angle
but
between.
can you repeat,
Angle of
sir?
friction lambda is the angle between normal reaction and the resultant S. Normal reaction and the resultant S.
Sir, can you repeat the whole thing?
The resultant of normal reaction R and the limiting friction FSM is called resultant of reaction. Then angle of friction lambda is the angle between normal reaction and the resultant S. And from figure, tan lambda is equal to opposite side. Here opposite side means, which is opposite side here? This is the opposite side of lambda. See, this is the opposite side of lambda. That means FSM.
In figure,
And this is,
the opposite side.
this is equal to mu S. So we can write again tan lambda is equal to mu S. Next, numericals. A force of 49 Newton. A force of 49
Sir, can you
Newton.
please show that once again, sir? Please, sir.
Please make it fast. We have very less time. You're all joining 20 minutes late and again you're very slow.
Sorry, sir.
This is what I'm telling you, at least come for extra class. That also you won't come.
अरे भाई
A force of 49 Newton. A force of 49 Newton is just sufficient. A force of 49 Newton is just sufficient to pull. A force of 49 Newton is just sufficient to pull a block of wood. A block of wood weighing 10 kilogram, weighing 10 kilogram on a rough horizontal surface, on a rough horizontal surface. Calculate coefficient of static friction and angle of friction. Calculate coefficient of static friction and angle of friction. Do homework, okay? Now no time to solve here.
Calculate the angle of.
Calculate coefficient of friction, coefficient of static friction and angle of friction. Answers I'll give you. Mu s is equal to 0.49, answer will come. Then lambda is equal to 26 degree. Lambda is equal to 26 degree, 6 minutes. These are the answers. If you don't get, you tell me. Lambda is 26 degree, 6 minutes. Next question. A horizontal force of 1.2 Newton. A horizontal force of 1.2 Newton. Horizontal force of 1.2 Newton is applied is applied to a 1.5 kilogram to a 1.5 kilogram
Sir,
block.
new question.
Another problem. A horizontal force of 1.2 Newton is applied to 1.5 kilogram block which rests on a horizontal plane. If mu(s) is equal to 0.3, find acceleration produced. Find acceleration produced.
Sir, which rests?
On a horizontal plane. Horizontal plane. If mu(s) is 0.3, find acceleration produced. So answer is 4.5 meter per second squared. If you're not getting the answer, please tell me. I'll solve it later. Next, motion of a vehicle. Motion of a vehicle along a
heading.
curved road.
Sir, heading. Motion of a vehicle along a curved road. Here we are talking about a curved road like this, okay? Look, like a curved road. That means every junction we can see, we can turn both sides. A curved road, but level road, but curved. This is the road surface. Here a car, we are marking any vehicle. Rear view, we are marking a rear view. These are the wheels. Okay, this is turning in this way. Actually, it is turning this way along this road. So we stand here and observe it, what's happening. It's not going this way. It's not the path. It is going straight. That means we are in the middle of the road and looking backside of the vehicle. Now let us see what are the forces acting onto it. When this is moving, this is in a stable equilibrium. Vehicle is not thrown here and there. It is going only forward. Now here the forces acting here, downward is weight acting through center of gravity, mg. Suppose you stand somewhere, your weight will act onto the floor through your feet. So reaction will come back through the feet and will be equal to the force acting on center of gravity. That means here, the reaction will be like this. You see, this will be the reaction point. But resultant of this will be equal to this. So we can say that is R, normal reaction. So we can say R is equal to mg. These two are along straight line. Is it clear? Now when the vehicle turns, you know there's an outward force. That's what you're all being pushed to one side, outer radius of the car. Or you just think you're sitting on the top of the car and apply some oil also and sit over that. When the car take a turn, you'll be thrown off, you'll be flown off from there on the top. It will be thrown to the floor, road. That means there is a centrifugal force acting onto you. If this is a car turning in this way, you are sitting on the top, you will be thrown out. The force acting onto you, centrifugal force, that is mv squared by r. We have obtained the formula for centripetal force. So centrifugal force will be equal and opposite, mv squared by r. But you are not thrown inside the car because there is a body of the car that's stopping you, that's giving you an opposing force. But what about the entire car? When this is being pulled to the side of the road, there must be an equal and opposite force should develop inward to the road. Otherwise, car will slip. Actually, there is no sideways motion provided for the car. It should go only forward. So when outward force acting here, inward force should be frictional force, that is Fs. Each time you increase the speed of the car, mv squared r will increase, friction force also will increase. It is self-adjusting. It is static friction. We are talking about sideways moment. Sideways, it's not moving. So it's a static friction. Suppose it become 10 Newton, this is also 10 Newton. Then again you are increasing the speed. mv squared become 20 Newton, this become 20 Newton. You are safe. You will make a turn. You won't slip sideways. Then you made it 30. You increase the speed, outward force become 30. Now suppose this friction increase only to 25. That means inward force stopped. Maximum value of limiting friction it reached. That friction. So outward force is now 5. Then what happened? Outward will be thrown off. There is a kinetic friction developed along the surface outward. That means you will be thrown out of the track. That's why there is a maximum velocity written on the roadside. Over the curves and all, especially highways, if a curve comes, there is a velocity, maximum velocity limit, speed limit. It's written there. That is calculated based on this idea. Because each time when you travel with a particular velocity, there is an outward force pulling you. So make sure that equal and opposite force developing between tire and the road. But there is a maximum value for limiting friction. If your speed exceeds in such a way, outward force is more than limiting friction, your car or vehicle will be thrown outward. This is the content of it. Okay, now listen.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Now,
So when there is a luggage or like heavy objects in our car,
what?
So when there is a heavy like luggages in our car, we will feel something comfortable to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
thing
why?
is, the reason outward force now we can because your normal reaction will increase, right? Your car mg will increase, normal reaction will increase. So friction will increase. So while you're taking a turn, you speed limit, suppose in a 40 is the speed limit of your car for turning. Okay, suppose your weight is more, it will increase at speed limit. You can take a safe turn with more velocity. Clear? Because you feel it's more stable. Okay. Now listen. So let us draw the diagram. Outward force now acting is mv squared by r. From center of mass, the outward force acting is mv squared by r. There's a maximum value I'm talking about. Maximum value. So to make a safe turn with the maximum value, here the friction is Fs. Fs.
But the roads are tilted, na, sir, at the curve.
Every roads are tilted.
At the curve, sir, at the curve.
At the curves, every roads are tilted.
No, sir, only some are there, but
we are talking about now level road. Tilted road we'll discuss after this. Why it is tilted.
Sir, what is this mv square r?
Turning of a car along a curved level road. Flat road. Because everywhere if it is curved, see, most of the places we need to turn your car both the side, left side or right side. So tilting come, you cannot turn only to one side. So everywhere this tilting cannot be provided. Now look, you write the notes. Let's consider a car, or let us consider a vehicle of mass m. Let us consider a vehicle of mass m. Very, very important derivation. Let us consider a vehicle of mass m. Turning over a level curved road. Turning over a level curved road. Turning over a level curved road of radius r, with a velocity v, of radius r with a velocity v.
Various forces acting on the vehicle are shown in figure. Various forces acting on the vehicle are shown in figure. Various forces
Radius,
acting on
sir,
huh?
radius r and velocity v.
V. Various forces acting on the vehicle are shown in figure. First point, centrifugal force acting outward, centrifugal force acting outward is
mv square by r.
mv maximum squared by r. Second, centripetal force acting between the tires and the road, inward, tires and the road, and opposite to centrifugal force. Opposite to centrifugal force. Centripetal force acting between the tires and the road and opposite to the centrifugal force.
Yes, sir, acting.
Sir, first point,
Opposite to
centrifugal force
centrifugal
acting.
force. Opposite to centrifugal force.
Sir, first point, centrifugal force acting.
Outward.
Okay.
That is mv maximum squared by r. Then centripetal force acting inward and opposite to centrifugal force. That is FSM. mg is its weight, r is normal reaction. mg is its weight, r its normal reaction.
Sir, third one.
mg is weight, r is normal reaction. Now you see, for a safe turn, from figure, for a safe turn, from figure, for a safe turn, from the figure for a safe turn, mv maximum squared by r is equal to FSM. mv maximum squared by r is equal to mu s r. FSM is mu s r.
Sir, can you repeat the sentence?
For a safe turn, from figure, see here, it's written mv maximum squared by r is equal to FSM, or mv maximum squared by r is equal to mu s r. This is equation number 1. And mg is equal to r. This is equation number 2. Then 1 by 2. For taking 1 by 2, v maximum squared divided by rg, that is equal to mu s. Then here, v maximum squared is equal to mu s rg, and v maximum is equal to square root of mu s rg. So this is the maximum value with which a vehicle can turn along a curved road. So this, based on this only, that board you can see on the side of the road. Okay. Numerical. A car travels on a flat circular track, of radius 200 meter, A car travels on a flat circular track of radius 200 meter at 30 meter per second, and has a centripetal acceleration of 4.5 meter per second squared. If the mass of the car is 1000 kilogram, if the mass of the car is 1000 kilogram, what frictional force is required? What frictional force is required to provide this acceleration? What frictional force is required to provide this acceleration? B bit. If coefficient of static friction
Sir,
between the
sir, what frictional force is required?
Required to provide this acceleration. Next bit. If coefficient of friction,
Coefficient of static friction.
if coefficient of static friction mu s is equal to 0.8, what is the maximum speed?
So could you repeat the sentence again?
If mu s is equal to 0.8, what is the maximum speed with which